Alrighty, so with the reveal of the AOT collab today for me, this will probably go up tomorrow. I wanted to go over the characters and talk about the gear a little bit. So obviously we are getting a new blue Aaron and we're getting a new green Levi. I think that with the fact that both of those characters are going to be human-based units. Obviously, Aaron can kind of double as a giant character. I think both of them are probably going to end up being attack crit on their gear sets, so I've went ahead and sort of prepared those accordingly. The meta lately has been a little more stretched, I think. Like, it's not necessarily as CC dependent as it used to be. Everybody used to just run CC food like all the time and just try to go first with a lot of teams. But with the Demon King lately, a lot of people are using evasion food. The Ragnarok team also with tier. I think a lot of people just assume that they might end up going second with that team and they'll run evasion food as well. So I think that there's a decent chance that you might not have to worry too much about just running HP defense for the sake of CC. So, I do have all of the old AOT collab characters. I've went ahead and maxed them out. I actually maxed them out before the Mushoku Tensei collab because I thought that was going to be when the AOT rerun came out, but now that I already have them maxed out, I don't have to worry about doing it now. But I have went ahead and made gear sets for all of them because obviously there's now going to be 3 Aarons in the game because 2 of them are basically just going to be sitting in the box because I assume everybody's just going to be using the new one. I have went ahead and made an HP defense set for the one that's, or for the 2 that are probably just going to be sitting in the box. I might end up trying to see how well the new Aaron works on HP defense, but I figured I would give him both sets because he already has 3 characters anyway. And then I went ahead and made an attack crit damage set for the new Aaron. So I assume he's going to be, you know, very, very good on like just dealing damage and everything. We did see in the sort of gameplay that they did during the live stream that he was doing some pretty significant damage to tier. Obviously, with this coming out tomorrow, the characters are already going to be out on the JP and KR server, so we should be seeing a lot of gameplay and stuff like that from the actual like YouTube, like the JP content creators and everything. So I'll be definitely looking into a lot of that stuff as well with you guys also. But yeah, I have made HP defense and attack crit for Aaron. I went ahead and made an attack crit damage set for Levi. I don't really plan to make a second set for him. I don't think. Originally, I just had a whole bunch of these R gear pieces on him with it was a full rare crit damage set. Like, it's all like triple crit damage. Actually, I never really used the character too much when he originally came out. Didn't end up giving him any sort of like UR gear or anything. So I just had some like rare set on him that I would mess with from time to time. But I went ahead and gave him attack crit because I think that the new Levi is not going to be as dependent on the crit gear, which then again, triple crit rate or triple crit damage gear was kind of a stretch to begin with. Like, he does guarantee a crit if he attacks the lowest HP ally or enemy. So I mean, just because I was guaranteeing crits doesn't necessarily mean that triple, you know, crit was the best set. So I do think that this Levi can also benefit greatly from having an attack crit damage set. So I have that already prepared and ready to go for him as well. And then for Mikasa, because her new relic is actually kind of locking her down into PvE, I went ahead and made her an attack crit damage set as well. I mean, realistically, she is kind of a damage dealer. She has a bleed card, which is kind of mediocre, and a secret technique card, which did get buffed with the new patch. So maybe it'll do a little bit better, and all of the old characters are ending up getting stat boosts. But if you don't know, her Holy Relic is basically making it to where in PvE activities, if you have a full human team, she's basically going to be like boosting the team and kind of supporting. So I went ahead and made crit damage set, of course, attack crit damage, because normally in PvE you don't need a whole lot of CC anyway, and just having the character do more damage, obviously, is probably ideal. Her Holy Relic actually does work in the back slot too, so you don't necessarily even have to run her up front, which is kind of nice. So I just think attack crit damage set is probably going to be the best overall for her. So those are the sets that I'm making for the characters. Don't think I'll end up making an HP defense set for Levi or anything, unless I just really want extra box CC for the red one, who's most likely going to be sitting in the box. I'll probably just swap the attack crit damage set that I have made for him between the two whenever I want to use either one of them. But that is where I'm kind of sitting on the AOT units. The overall collab itself, I don't think that there's anything you'll have to really prep too much. Obviously, they did put Awakened Roxy, this one right here, on the banner, so if you can end up pulling her, she's going to be really good human support on the team, of course, which is really, really nice. If you have LR Escanor, I think he's going to be pretty much a shoe-in for running with these two units if you plan on going with the human side of things with Aaron, of course, just because, obviously, this is like the hardest-hitting human in the game right now. I mean, you could probably argue that Transcendent Bond also hits really, really hard, of course, but he is also a festival character, so he's not going to be like in rotation right this moment. Like, you can't pull him or anything like that. If you already have him, of course, feel free to you know, power him up, do whatever you need to do. That, you know, obviously there's the new costume set out with the Labyrinth, so you could, you know, try to grab that, invest into his costumes, whatever you need to do for you know, the human team, as much as you know, want to prepare for that. I guess that's completely on you. I know that a lot of people are more invested into demons right now, which is completely understandable. The big thing, I did get asked several times whether or not people should make LR Escanor right now if they have the materials for him, or if they should wait for the next LR character. I don't think that the LR character is going to be, or the next LR character, I don't think they're going to be revealed until the next season of Heroes Arena starts, which should be in roughly like 3 weeks-ish as of the time of the collab coming out. So it's going to be a little bit. Obviously, there's no good way to get LR seals at the moment because the Labyrinth is the only way to acquire them right now. And so because there's not a Heroes Arena season going on, you can't necessarily just like farm them up or anything to prep for the next character. So I guess if you really want to invest into humans and you want to, you know, get these new collab characters and everything like that, by all means, you know, feel free to go for Escanor if you really want to. I've gotten some pretty good use out of him lately, and he's honestly a fun character to use. Obviously, the fact that he's, you know, sort of locked down to the human team in general can be a little bit, you know, iffy. I think out of, you know, him and Lostvayne, I like Lostvayne a little bit more just because you can run him with a variety of teams. But if you do want to grab him, you definitely could. You'll probably get some really good use out of him with this collab coming out, of course. But the events and stuff like that in the collab, I don't think that there's anything you'll really have to prep too much. It's been so long since the Colossal Titan activity came back that I just imagine that humans will probably end up being the most meta team for it because they have so much like really big single target damage. Demons might do okay. Obviously, it takes a couple of turns to sort of blow through the health bar and everything, so potentially Demon King could get his stat increase and, you know, single target him to death or something like that. I'm not 100% sure what the meta is going to look like, but I don't think you'll really have to go out of your way to do anything specific trying to prep for the events or anything like that. The story mode and the annihilation battle thing that they're doing should be pretty simple from my understanding. It's probably going to be just like it was, you know, 3 years ago when we got the original collab, so it's probably not going to be very hard. You shouldn't have to prep anything super crazy for that. If you have any thoughts or opinions on, you know, things that you're doing to prep for the collab or anything like that, obviously collabs are super free to play, not friendly. Like, all of the collab costumes are going to cost real money. You cannot buy them with gems unless they are SSR. The UR costumes are completely locked behind money, which is going to be very unfortunate. So this is going to be one of those scenarios where unless you really want to invest into the human team, or maybe with the new Aaron, for example, if you think that you know, you like, you know, giants and want to have him for potential future investment, you could end up, you know, summoning on this thing. But if you're more locked into demons right now, with, you know, Demon King being the most, like, the newest festival unit, I would completely understand you just sticking with demons. But yeah, we'll just kind of have to see how the meta sort of develops in the future and see which teams are going to be good or bad. But you know, this is pretty much going to be pure human team support. So if you're not that worried about humans, you can probably get away with skipping. But yeah, everybody's kind of, you know, got their own things going on with their own accounts. Obviously, there's a lot of people that don't really care for the AOT rerun, but I do think that the new characters do look fun and interesting, and I'm definitely looking forward to trying them out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you have not already. We will definitely be doing live summons whenever the banner drops on Global, which should be on Tuesday, and it should be a fun time. We'll definitely be messing around with the characters a lot, and you know, just having a good time messing around with some of the events and stuff like that. But that is it from me. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.